Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure. Beef loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host. He's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom. Terezi E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf shows up in the comments, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast or doesn't know a player, you drink. And if I swear or my internet goes out in the middle of this, you drink. Also, you can make any of us, or either of us, shut the fuck up for 5 minutes by tipping $5. And you can make both of us drink with a tip of $1.08. Speaking of drinking, MSS, man, old school, what are you drinking? Yeah.
I busted out the bottle of Eagle Rare 10 year.
There it is.
It's I had a drink today for the first time since Monday. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let that Vizzy taste in my mouth for much longer. I'm gonna go with the Eagle Rare. It was a rough Tuesday, and then the baseball did not make it good. So I figured, you know what the fuck? Let's go with the Eagle Rare. Terezi, what are you drinking tonight, buddy?
I went down to my 7-Eleven and I found this can. It's a Pipeworks. It's called Dunkel. It's got a horse on it.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, Beef Loaf is not around. I could drink the beer with the horse on it. But MSS, it's a nice looking beer, man. It's a dark lager. I'm enjoying it. It's tasting good. Might have all of these.
Dunkel. What did we drink that was a Dunkel? I've had a Dunkel before. I feel like Baderbrow made us drink a Dunkel one time, and they were like, "Hey, you need to drink
I feel
this."
like you know what it was. Someone had an Oktoberfest that was a Dunkel, and it wasn't bad because it wasn't a Marzen. It was a Dunkel, and we were like, "This is a." And then they told us, "Yeah, it's not a Marzen. It's a Dunkel," and we're like, "That's why it's not terrible." So MSS, man,
it's gonna be a fun internet night tonight. Let's just say that.
I know, man. So before we even started. I'm sitting here with MSS and like all of a sudden like it wasn't that my internet went out, my screen just went black, and then like my computer was like, hey, why don't you log back in? And when I did, everything was fucked up, and so so I did that, and then we go for a minute, and then of course like my internet went out, so we'll see how the internet holds up.
Yes.
But you know what, MSS, I was actually I wanted to bring this up too. I was watching some election coverage.
Oh my goodness.
And honestly, I felt much better about our internet issues and like all of our, everything that goes on, because the live election coverage was horrible. Like, I mean, it was unreal. Hold on, let's get this drink from Yump.
Thanks, Yump.
Yump, you get him some Red Bull so you can make it through the pot. I love it.
I'd rather have some cocaine, but I don't think I can get much cocaine for $10.
We'll talk about cocaine later in the show. There's absolutely a point where we're going to talk about cocaine. But
that's so good.
But right now,
Not
so
cocaine,
yeah, I'm like watching the election coverage, and they're like, let's kick it over to so and so at this campaign, and like, I shit you not, there wasn't even there was no audio. There wasn't a person there, and the camera was like pointing at like a rat running across the floor. Like it wasn't even close to like anyone being ready for this, or like any of the things. Like nothing was even attached. Like I could tell, like they had no audio attached. They didn't know what the hell was going on. And I'm like, you know what? I've had times where my fucking computer shut down and it went smoother than this.
Yes. It's funny because these places have budgets. Like, we don't even have a budget. We don't have a technical person. We don't have anybody that pretends that they're part of a union that takes care of our microphones and sets us up or does any of this stuff. We do it all ourselves. And most of the time, we don't fail. So that's pretty amazing. So we're just as good as like any of these local news people that are covering stuff, as far as I can say.
I would have to agree with that. Barry asks, do we have to drink if Treasy mentions his internet going out, or only when it actually does? Barry, let's not pretend that you're gonna hold back and not drink until these things happen. Come on, man.
That's
you
great.
Could just finish that Miller Lite right now. You know the internet's about to go out, so you can.
He's not drinking a Miller Lite. You know, Barry's drinking. He's got to be drinking like a Long Island, or maybe this is Long Island's. Maybe it's this going out drink.
Is it a Long Island right now?
Is he drinking a Long Island?
Little Thursday, or Little Friday is Little Thursday was yesterday. Little Friday, Little Friday drink is Long Island's. I like it.
Today.
I would do it. I would definitely do that.
Dude, seriously though, like, doesn't it feel like opening day was like 3 weeks ago? Like it's been like the longest week.
You know what's crazy was having Tuesday off. Having Tuesday off for me, because like I always take it off because you never know when the Sox are going to get rained out or snowed out, and then you're going to go to a game with like 400 people the next day. Take a picture of Southpaw and Beef Loaf that you don't remember, and then Beef Loaf doesn't remember, and then find it like 3 weeks later. You never know when that's going to happen.
Know.
So I always take the next day off, and so I did, and I was like, I take it off because I'm like, okay, we're either going to have a situation where they didn't play, I need the day off for that, or I'm extremely hungover and I need the day off for that. Neither happened. So I was like, I woke up and I was feeling good on Tuesday, and I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I don't know what to do with my day. Like this, I'm rarely off of work and then like have nothing else to do. It was glorious. I like sat on the couch until The Price is Right was on. Man. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should, move. Like not to like actually do anything. Just I felt like I should move before my entire body atrophied.
Man, you should have jumped on your 10-speed and went to the arcade. That's what I would have done. Go play some Pit Fighter. Remember Pit Fighter? That was a good one.
I do remember Pit Fighter. I was never a big Pit Fighter guy. I wasn't that good at those types of video games. I was more of like a Capcom bowling guy.
Oh man, that's where all the chicks hang out, though. Like if you're looking to get laid at the arcade, that's where you were. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the pedophiles at the arcade. They were over there by the Capcom bowling. Like, hey,
you're throwing me in
man.
that. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, I'm gonna throw. No, you were getting picked on by the guy.
You
were the bait.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be fresh meat. I'm not fresh fish.
Fresh fish.
All right, man. I think it's about time you pay some bills, man. You got some recorded stuff for me this week?
Man, I hope everyone's ready for this. Try not to come, folks. Baseball is back, and what could be better than showing up to Lot B than behind the wheel of an all-new Mazda CX-50 from Mazda of Orland Park. The 2023 Mazda CX-50 is here. An instigator of curiosity, the 2023 Mazda CX-50 starts below $27,000 and features a panoramic moonroof and a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. It combines all the best features of your favorite Mazdas with the new innovation, sleek design, and a tremendous capability. As the weather warms up, so do the road trips. And if you have kids, you gotta keep them entertained. With the onboard Wi-Fi, you can share your adventures with friends and family, access weather forecasts, or stream your favorite content. Want to know more? Head on over to www.mazdarolandpark.com and browse their online inventory. Right now, there are over 120 new and Mazda-certified used vehicles for sale. And while you're there, you can also request more information about specific vehicles, value your trade, or inquire about financing. Whether you're from the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, or Southeast Wisconsin, they would love to have you visit and test drive a Mazda today. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park, 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
I love it. And I wish you guys could have seen us because we both got up and just danced the entire time.
We did.
Yeah, you got happy feet. Just listen to that. Listen to that track that was running underneath there.
That's how fast can you record? I saw a lot of people throwing it out there. It was like, hey, did you speed up your voice, or are you really just as fast? No, I'm really just as fast. Like, that's how fast you talk, especially when you have two small children that are upstairs that just were like, we want to play downstairs. Let us play. And I'm like, I need to get this done in like 2 takes, and I only took 6. So. And I had to cut out one whole part of it because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why am I putting this in there? Why am I putting myself through this? So, I did it. And then I like the little fuck jam behind there. That womp, bow, 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 bow. That's really good. And tomorrow we'll find out if that's actually a popular song, because YouTube will definitely flag it and tell us that, hey, you got to owe so-and-so 0.8 of a cent. And then we don't have money. We won't even make any money now. So fuck that.
Man. How are we going to eat?
Right?
Man? All right. You know what time it is? White Sox talk time.
Jesus.
But you know what,
Gotta
MSS?
bring back the explosion.
It was not great today. Not great
Holy
today.
Fuck.
Not great today, but let's not talk about that yet. Let's have some fun tonight, man. So first I want to talk about, we went to the home opener. Mm-hmm. I had a good time. You had a great time.
Oh,
but I want to get a couple things out of you. I want from the home opener, what was your favorite non-baseball thing of the home opener?
I mean, okay, so obviously getting back to the park is like the number one thing, right? Just being there, like going for media day was awesome too. Like I didn't even go in the park, but just being there was nice to be like back in there. So just like getting down to the parking lot and seeing all the fucking degenerates that we hang out with and that we've been fighting with and talking to and high-fiving over the internets, and seeing briefly here and there at events. Getting back to that is like the number one like big thing, right? But like as far as like White Sox definitely related, the park looks unbelievably nice. Like walking in this year, it doesn't look like it was half-assed. Like they took down the foam core that said light landing above the goose. They actually like wrapped the cart, like the elk train in Miller Lite stuff and Chicago themed stuff, and I was like, well, look at you guys. Look at you guys go. Now, I don't necessarily remember this from Monday. I might remember it more from Wednesday, but like I know. And then like it was pretty cool. And then I looked at it again today just to double make sure. And it was, it looks nice. But then looking up like above that, I thought we were at Miller Park up in Wisconsin. Rest in peace. Before they went to AmFam, because they got this big, huge, really bright light Miller Lite sign out in the outfield now, right next to all the casinos. So like if you were wondering like where can I lose all my money, first it's Miller Lite, right? let's go there. And then if I have anything left over, okay, after I'm done drinking all these fucking Miller Lights, I can go to not one, not two, but 4 fucking different casinos that are like all under the umbrella of the Four Winds. I'm assuming.
I will tell you, getting drunk and going to a casino, great way to lose money. Great way to lose money. But a good
move,
time,
right?
Too. Good time.
I mean, you might not remember it, and it doesn't hurt as bad. What was one of your favorite non-baseball things from the home opener, Chorizo?
I think the tailgate was so the bums, the Chicago sports bums, and then our friends over at Sadistic Penguin Studios. They had a big ass tailgate. I walked up, man, and like I was just getting handed beers. Here, make sure to drink. Like I was gonna forget, but yeah, it was a great time, and like that's another part where like you got to see like kind of everybody. Like just I mean like there must have like we walk in and there must have been like 20-30 people that we said that came up and said hello.
Yes,
some people who I'd never met in person, which was cool. You know, and then some of the old regulars I got to see Biggins and Slump Buster, which is over the years has become more and more of a rarity. So I hadn't seen them in a while. So it was great to see them. And it was, I mean, that's the most fun part on opening day is seeing all the people that you haven't seen in a long time, regardless of the result of the game. In fact, judging by how that tailgate went, I'm going to guess that most people that went to that tailgate woke up the next morning and were like, I don't know what the score was. I'm pretty sure they might have known that the Sox lost, but they definitely didn't know what the score was. So like I think that makes it a successful tailgate in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I was not like let me be very clear, Penguins and bums. I was not being like, oh, the park looks so much better than your tailgate. Fuck that. No, I was just sticking more with like what the Sox did. I think that tailgate was off the chain. And I've only been telling you guys that since last year when you guys even did, like, you cooked me tacos one time in the parking lot, for Christ's sake. That's insanity. Like, I haven't had good tacos from a non-taco guy in a parking lot before. And this one, there was cheesesteaks. I didn't eat one because I forgot to eat, which everyone can totally probably understand when they saw me in my conditions on Monday. So I mean, people were coming up with me today and said, "Hey, I heard you had a real rager there on Monday," and I was like, "Absolutely did. Don't remember much, you know." So it's like, yeah, I was on one, as they say.
You know what though? I do need to. Do we get a drink we need to take care of?
No. I was just gonna drink just in general.
Okay, good. Because I'm going to talk about you for a minute. So I think I need to clear the air here.
Okay.
So the picture that people have been circulating of you kind of like with your head down on the
Texting.
internet, I took that picture. And I can verify to everybody, MSS was texting poorly. So what was happening was he had his phone out and like he would start to do something. Like he was like, I don't know if he was sending a tweet or if he was texting, and he would start to do something and then he'd like look away and then his head would just swing. And so here's why it's funny is like you were actually trying to do something on your phone, but you were so into that because you couldn't concentrate on anything else that I was able to gather up like 15 people to be
Oh God.
for that picture.
There was a lot of bad texts. You know, there was text to the folks, the wife, everybody, and I'm like, oh boy. But apparently, when I came home and got home, and I know I was in bed before 7. I did ask the wife the next day. I go, was it bad? She was like, no, you're actually really discreet, and you said goodnight to everybody and just went to bed. And the girls wanted to know why you're going to bed, and it was still light out. And I was like, should have told him that the lights were out in his head. You know, he's got to go to bed, guys. You know.
Cheers, baloney.
Hey, cheers. That was half of what that bottle cost. Baloney.
Wow, Mad Dog costs $4 now.
Well, it was $4 because I was on sale. It's usually
my God,
about
inflation.
It's about $7. Yeah,
I'm totally
a little much.
I'm totally besides myself that it's $4 for a bottle of Mad Dog. I don't know how I would
more than
survive
that.
these days as a kid.
I mean, sale. I mean, not on sale. It was $6.99, and I was like, that seems extremely too expensive for a Mad Dog.
Well, plus when I was coming up in the neighborhood, man, they put the tax on it when they knew you weren't 21. So like that would have been like an $8 bottle. I can't be drinking no $8
Absolutely.
bottle of Mad Dog. Fuck out of here. I think it was 99 cents when I was a kid. Not that I was drinking when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember them when they were $2.99.
Not me. Never me. We got some more drinks here.
I noticed. They're
Cheers.
trying to kill me again.
Johnny, thanks for
Johnny.
Thanks a
Thanks,
great
bud.
time, my friend. And
I
great,
was really confused
I mean-
when I saw him with with mustache, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought you shaved it off. He's like, oh, it's an April Fool's joke. I'm like, oh, fuck. I just don't get anything anymore.
there was so much mustache power at that tailgate. I felt under mustached, to be honest.
That was a good one. Thanks, Johnny.
Oh, we got one from Billy.
Billy. What a dickhead, Billy.
He's gonna build a taco salad and Barry's super helmet. I don't know what that means, but hey, all right, Billy, I'm in. And one from the HBIC. He said, "Cheers, boys. Thanks for the kind words. Of course, thanks for all the liquor. That's anytime you get me all liquored up,
Dude.
I'll say great. Cheers.
First off, stop tipping us, for Christ's sake. I mean, we should owe you.
No, keep tipping us.
I tried to, I feel like I should have. I was trying to give them money and I forgot. Because I was.
Oh, you gave them something else. That was I didn't get pictures of that, but that was let's just say erotic.
Erotic. Treasy, we need to talk to your wife about how she gets a super tip across here, and then maybe I'll tell the story. No, I'll tell the story. So when you go to bed at 7:00 in the evening, or before 7:00 in the evening, you wake up multiple times because you are tired. So anyway, or you're not tired anymore. So I get up, and the first time I get up, I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. And then you're obviously like, okay, I'm still drunk because I'm not hungover yet. So I just need to ride this out. So I go pee, go back to bed. And then I wake up 2 hours later, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not feeling so good. So I threw up, got rid of just the beer that's in my stomach. It just smells completely like Miller Lite or High Life or whatever the hell I was drinking. There was nothing else. And then go back to sleep, wake up 2 hours later, throw up again. just getting all the stuff cleaned out.
You are the biggest puke risk.
I'm a puke guy. It's
unreal. It's unreal how much you puke.
Get rid of it. I have to evacuate everything that's in me. Okay. I'm a responsible father. That's throwing up because he's hungover
You
and
just
drank too
puked
much
twice from drinking.
So I go
You're not
downstairs.
responsible.
I go downstairs all the way down, like to on the floor where nobody's sleeping, and I'm puking down there because I don't want to wake everybody up. That's rude. So I get all the way through like the puking, and then I go back to sleep again. And then I wake up and I'm getting the girls ready, and because it's just what I'm doing, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably be okay. I'm not okay. I have to lay back down. I get up to get the girls some waters, pour them some waters to lay back down, and then finally I'm like, well, okay, I'm gonna be right back. So I go down, and the girls are downstairs. I go and I throw up, and my youngest goes, Daddy, are you okay? And I go, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just, Daddy's just a little sick. And so when my daughter went to school, she told her teacher and everybody at her school, Daddy has been throwing up this morning, or whatever. So, and they all know I'm a big Sox person, and a 108 guy, and with that opening day the night before. Yeah, now they know that I can't hold my liquor, and just got totally too intoxicated. And so, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I just threw up all over there. That was for you, Cornsey. Shout out.
We got some drinks coming through. Try not to puke.
Let's do it. I'm going to try not to.
Dougie, thanks. Great seeing you
Thank
as well
you.
on Monday.
Well, if I probably puked 9 times.
Unreal.
I puked a lot.
But
I was also in the gym yesterday, so I'm back, baby.
Drew, cheers.
Thanks,
we'll
Drew.
see you at a game soon, man.
Oh my God.
Okay, so MSS, other than puking your brains out, tell me one of the worst non-baseball things of opening day.
Where do I start, honestly? I mean, where do you fucking start? Like, 4 porta potties in Lot B in our general vicinity, not good, Bob. Definitely not good. There was a 45-minute line to go take a piss in the porta john. And I legit, I probably would have pissed myself 7 times if I had to use that. I was only had that. I would have had to get back in line after I peed just to make sure I got all this pee stuff out. This was just fucking horrendous. And I guess if people were cutting in line and people were letting their friends cut and all that stuff, I would have killed a motherfucker because I was just at that point. I walked over and I was walking by the Miller Lite tailgate and the new little tailgate area that they have, which was also very nice, which we'll probably never be able to get in again. But I walk over there and I see our guy from Mazda just hanging out, and I go, hey, man. I go, can you get me into this tailgate? He goes, oh, sure, yeah. You need a drink with somebody? And I was like, no. There's only 3 people in line for the porta john that's in here for all the Miller Lite people. I want to use that bathroom. And so he's like, oh, absolutely. So he goes over the door, and it was the first time that I walked in somewhere not being on the, on the list. And I met the guy from Miller Lite, Jeff, and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, come on in, dude. 108, love you guys. Come in and use the pisser. And I was like, absolutely awesome. So I don't even get a drink. I just directly beeline over to the porta john and stand in line. And everyone's like, oh, man, are you waiting in line? I was like, yeah, I'm waiting in line. What do you think I'm doing? Yeah, I got to piss. They're like, oh, what are you drinking? I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I'm here to piss. That's all I'm worried about. I'm literally about ready to piss my pants. So I need to make sure I get in there. So, it was fun stuff. That was probably the worst fucking thing until we decided it was time to go into the game. Now, the fireworks had gone off. I would say in my intoxicated state, 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes before we tried to enter the game. And the lines were fucking ridiculously long. Insanely long lines. I was like, this is what the fuck is happening? I was assuming that the game had started, and it had, because I think when we got in, it was the 3rd inning, and we walked all the way down to the Stadium Club. Thank Christ somebody had a pass for me, because I never would have made it into opening day if I had to stand in line for another hour. But I was just like, this is crazy. So like they push me into the stadium club. I get in the stadium club. I'm trying to pull up my ticket. It doesn't work, and I don't have my ticket on. So like I'm thinking, I'm just like, this isn't good. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how I'm gonna fix this. And it don't matter because they just push me through, and I get on an elevator, and all of a sudden I'm in 108. So it didn't even matter.
This gets
Were
me
you
to
with
one
me?
of this gets me to one of my worst things of opening day was I'm sitting there in my, I'm actually sitting in beef seat, so I'm in seat 1, and I'm just sitting there. Kopech has a nice first inning. Things are getting a little rocky. MSS walks in. He's got a beer for me and just pours it on me. Just like goes to hand it to me. And like, it was like Lenny with a little puppy. You squeezed that beer so hard, it just smashed and just poured all over me. And it was and while it's one of my worst things, it is 100% Matt Ramsey's #1 best thing. He loved it so much.
So bad.
So, but yeah, I was like, I don't know what just happened. What was great though, you spilled 90% of this beer on me, and that's still the beer that you gave me.
No, it wasn't. I took it.
No, you gave me the 10% of a beer that was left.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because you gave me that, and like I think it was I want to say it was Jump handed me an anti-hero. So like I was fine. I had plenty of beer.
You were
to drink.
flush.
I was not worried about it. I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, I mean, considering how my pullover smelled, I did not drink any of that other beer either. Like I was drenched. I smelled like Modelo. And I know you're, as Loaf said, I didn't buy him any drinks. Well, he wasn't sitting by us, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to continue to run up and give you beers. And it was probably a good thing I didn't, because I would have spilled them all over you. So it didn't fucking matter. Motherfucker, I buy you beers all the time. Bought Allie a beer too.
Cheers, Gordo.
How crazy is that? Yeah, cheers. Thanks, buddy. Gordo was like, hey, great to see you yesterday. Don't remember that whatsoever. And I don't even know what was on the video screen that he told us to look up for. Do you remember what that was? Are we even in for that? I don't know.
I did not see that. I was drowning in beer.
I told shut up. What was one of the worst non-baseball things for you?
The bathroom lines.
Oh my God.
So the bathroom lines in the stadium were horrible. But here's why it was so bad, MSS. The first time I went to the bathroom, everyone was lined up right. Like, everyone went all the way into the bathroom. There were lines behind the urinals. I was like, we did it. This season is going to be different. No matter what's going on the field, the bathroom lines it's lined up properly. No one's coming in through the back door.
Yeah.
Next time I went, line was to the moon. And I was like, I looked, and there was just like people streaming in the back door. I was like, we failed. We failed here. So luckily when I got in, I went and, went up and started going behind some people, and a few other people kind of followed, but just after that first one, just a terrible job. The good thing is, with the shorter games now, I only had to go to the bathroom twice. So that was good.
I think I went out on the in the ramps, and I took a piss in the porta johns, because those were the short lines, and I don't remember. I don't remember how I told the guy that I don't have a ticket to get back in. I think I probably was like, "Hey, remember my face, because I'm coming back and my ticket's not working." But I probably sounded like, and he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, dick nose. I've seen you for the last 3 years walking in and out of here, but I still check your ticket just to piss you off sometimes." Yeah, no, lines just everywhere. Lines.
Oh, that's
like fucking a Tesla song.
That sounds like your dream, but not the kind we were talking about here.
No.
But speaking of not so much a dream, but a nightmare.
I was say dreams.
Let's talk about this Giants series that we just had. Not great. But I do want to ask you, who impressed you in this series? Who was looking good to you in this series?
Well, it's sad because today was the day that everyone was like let down by him, but like Yohan Moncada has continued to go, and that was the one thing that I was like, okay, people were already getting on him like, well, he's gonna get back to that cold weather and he's gonna suck, and he didn't suck. He still continued to pound and ground and pound. I know his slugging is just insane. I don't know what these numbers are, the OPS or whatever, but they're high. Okay, they're a lot. They're very high right now, and it's like if we can continue this will be excellent. So that was my number one guy that has totally impressed me on the offensive end was Yohan Moncada.
Yeah, he's looked really good, and I mean on the defensive side too. I mean he's always good defensively. I kind of wonder, he fouled the ball off his foot. He sat out today, but it was also an optimal scenario to put Hanser Alberto in. His best position is third base. He can only hit left-handed pitchers, so it felt like a really good day to give Moncada a day off and have Alberto play. So I wonder how much it was of like he's actually injured by this, or if he was just, they just noticed, hey, he looks a little sore, and why make him play when we have a good matchup at third base with Hanser? Like, I mean, it just kind of felt that way to me, as opposed to, I think people are making a little bit more out of it than they kind of need to. I think he's probably fine. Like if he doesn't play tomorrow, let's go like what's going on here? Did he break a bone in his foot? Yeah. But if he's in there tomorrow, I'm just going to assume that they were probably going to give him that day off anyways. And then they just said, okay, his foot hurts.
Well, and he's been doing stuff. Like, it's not like he's been sucking. And then they're like, right. Okay, well, you're taking the day off. He's actually been contributing and is trying and seems to be busting his ass out there. That's when you deserve those days off. Like, you got a little wear and tear on that body. You got to let him take a little bit of a break. Treasy, who have you been impressed by?
I think it was a guy that we were kind of, I don't want to say worried about, but a guy that we were unsure of what the hit tool was going to look like this year after his World Baseball Classic and then after the first couple games. But it's Luis Robert. Luis Robert has looked good, man. And like the fielding has been nice. Like he was incredible in Houston, but then this series as well, he's looked good. He saved, luckily for Kopech, he saved a home run out there. I don't know how many more you could let Kopech give up, but like he's been really good in the field, and then the bat is seeming to come around. So like, not that I don't think anyone was terribly worried that like he can't hit anymore. He's just kind of swinging at everything, and like you were just a little concerned. But man, he's looked good this series, and like I just want to see this continue. If he continues to look like this, it's gonna be a real nice season for him. So I'm excited for that. That's someone that like I'm always rooting for. He's just an exciting player to watch, and like when he makes a play, it's weird because it looks so effortless compared to like how difficult it is. And then also like when he hit and the opposite, when he hits a ball, it looks like it's the hardest ball ever hit. Like like Jake Berger hit a ball like 116 miles per hour today, but like when Luis Robert gets a hold of a ball, like you kind of feel like, is this ever going to land? Mm-hmm. So like I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for him to build on this series and continue that down the road.
Yeah.
Now on the other side of the coin, there's a lot to be disappointed in.
Oh my God.
So give me someone who were you disappointed in the most?
Well, I mean, before today, I was definitely very, very disappointed in one Tim Anderson for losing his cool, in the beginning of a game.
I kind of liked it.
Well, here's why I don't like it though. Sure, easy. Is you're down a guy already. Loy's out 4 to 6 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, but probably 4 to 6 weeks, probably 2 months. And like the first thing that your guy who wants to be a leader and a vocal guy out there is doing is getting his ass tossed out of the game in the beginning. And it's like, it didn't cost us there, didn't hurt us, still won the game. So in retrospect, yeah, okay, we're fine. All right, it's okay. But like, what happens if it does cost us a game? What happens if it, then you don't have him as bad in there? His defense is not in there.
I think of this differently. I think of this a lot differently.
How are you looking?
So what was happening, right, was the pitcher was trying to quick pitch and trying to take advantage of the players having to be in the box and stay in the box. And Timmy was calling him out for that, right? And he's arguing that. If you don't argue that, if you don't make a big fuss out of that, that's just going to keep happening to the rest of your teammates. So yeah, he ended up getting kicked out, but he's the one bringing it to the attention of like, don't let this guy do this. This is bullshit.
Right.
And sometimes you got to go that length. That's why managers get kicked out, right? They're trying to show that the ump, like, something is wrong here, and I'm going to go nuts until you throw me out of the game and make everybody pay attention to what I'm talking about.
I mean, I understand that. And I don't like all these comments of me that I'm like some old fucking fogey over here, like saying, hey, come on, don't do that. It's not that, though. It's just Timmy has a short leash already with the umpires. He's bumped into umpires. He does things that are just he's not using his brain 24/7 when he's out there. And in this case, maybe he was more justified in doing something like that. But he has these moments where he does that, and I don't want those moments to come back. I need him out there and playing and not doing something dumb like bumping an ump after a sliding in a second or hard slide in a second or somebody shoving him, whatever the fuck that was. We all know what we're talking about. And it is what it is. Okay, maybe it was not a great pick. Treasy, give me something better that I should be disappointed in.
Well, I'm personally disappointed in Eloy. Okay. I mean, Eloy, he's been my guy, man. He's been my guy that's going to get me 74 home runs. And then he comes out here, he's only DHing, and he gets a hamstring pull. It's like, dude, all you got to do is swing the bat and run, and you're getting hurt, man. This is the equivalent of me getting out of my desk and getting hurt. Like, I get up from my desk and oh, my back or something. Like, that's because I'm in terrible shape and because I don't exercise enough. He's a fucking professional athlete. Like, stretch. Like, this shouldn't be that difficult of a thing. And like, it annoys me because it seems avoidable. Like a lot of other injuries, it's like, oh man, it's like a freak accident. Like, a guy gets hit in the hand with a pitch, or he turns the base and his Achilles pops. Like those are like freak accidents, unavoidable stuff. These soft tissue things, man, they seem so avoidable. Like they seem like you can be conditioned to not do that. Like you hear about it, like in like, I mean, like it was just recently, like I think some guys from the Ravens who like had a bunch of injuries were like, it was the training staff. Like the training staff had us in such terrible, like they're going back and forth of what we should do. And like I ended up in a position where like I hurt my knee and things like that. Like this seems like a similar thing where it's like, how are people not going to Eloy and saying like, you need to do these 5 things before the game so that, your hamstring doesn't constantly explode. So like that's to me, that's one of the disappointing things. I think the other obvious ones are the pitching staff. Mm-hmm. I mean, good God, just awful series, just awful. I mean,
you think
like today, like it was funny MSS because we did the au jus, right? We did the au jus on Monday morning. And we were just talking about how bad the hitting was last year and that they only had 77 homers at home. And I brought up, like, they gave up, the pitchers gave up 98 home runs at home, and you just can't do that. So I was looking for improvement. They've given up, like, 13 already.
Yes.
Like, that's in 3 games. Like, this is not going, that's not going the right path for what I was discussing. So I'm a little more than concerned about that.
And this is, and I see Alexis is already going to mute, so you better mute because, I mean, Lance was serving it up today, and he was still only down 2 runs. Like, it was totally winnable there until he got hit with that last one, and then we were down 4 runs, and then I'm like, okay, no, this not going to go good now, because that's just, like, not good. And then it just continued, and like, it's other than Dylan Cease, I mean, he's just been unstoppable. Like I love to him. And then the offense, they picked up for him, but they didn't have it today. They tried, but just didn't have it.
I see Dougie over here. He says it's equivalent to burning yourself on the utensil in Chicago heat while dining outside. Hey, look, that happened to me once. I've never let it happen again. All right.
You've learned.
I'm prepared now. I wear those gloves you grill with now when
those
I go
white
out
gloves.
Go out to eat.
I wonder.
No, the ones you could like stick into charcoal. Those I wear those all the
yeah.
time in the summer now, and when I'm going out to eat.
I saw some video and some guy was wearing those, and I was like, "This is so weird. You're putting something in the oven with this." It's like you don't need to do that. Like I've survived just fine without having a stupid mitten. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm going to put that back out there.
I got enough of it.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to acknowledge the comment that's saying that sadly someone is our best pitcher, and they're not saying it's Dylan Cease, because that's a ridiculous comment. All right, so MSS.
Yes.
On to a different type of question here about the players. Who's a player we're 2 series in who you have no idea if they're going to be good or bad for this team this year?
So I could be wrong, and sometimes I am. But this guy seemed to have showed up pretty well in Houston. Everyone was singing his praises, and I haven't heard jack shit from him since we came home and were playing against the Orioles. Giants, both orange.
Similar colors.
Similar colors, both birds, kind of.
Wait, what?
I know, I'm kidding. And I'm going to go with my guy, Yasmani Grandal. Not sure. I thought we were moving in the right direction. I thought we were going to see some stuff, see some things. Did not see some things. Did not see some stuff. It just kind of just fell right off. And maybe that's just what it's going to be like. Maybe he's going to have a good series, and then he's going to go away. No, I don't know. But like, to me, it just was like.
I think you might be right here. I think it might just be like, it might be like a feast or famine thing.
Yeah.
With Yaz, right? Like, I mean, like, it looks like he's healthy, but he's still getting old, and he's old for a catcher, right? Like, so I think you're gonna have some like, oh man, he looks great, and then you might have some.
Yep.
All right, I kind of wish Sebi would have caught today. I think you're gonna have some of those, So like, I'm actually fine with it. Like, I think our expectations are so low on Grandal that if he did that, I'd be good. I'd be like, okay, this is more than we expected out of this position, and especially if Sebi continues to perform. I liked what I saw from Sebi. Sebi getting a stolen base today was special.
That's pretty insane.
I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm going to jump on the Matt Ramsey Power Hour after this show, and we're going to discuss that at length. But
great show.
I agree. Yasmani Grandal is someone who I'm like, I don't know what we're getting yet. I'm just not sure. I'm looking at it going like, looked good, like first series, this series, okay. I'll have to wait it out 6-7 more weeks.
Yep.
I'm just not sure. So
who are you going to pick?
So for me,
who's your guy you don't know?
It's Benintendi. Like there's moments where like I watch him in the outfield and I'm like,
yeah,
this is good. This is what you need in the outfield. This is a competent left fielder. But then I'm like, wait, am I only just comparing this to like Andrew Vaughn being out there, right? And because then there's some balls that I'm like, you should have got to that. Or like this should have, like, where were you? Why are you so far away from this? Like, there's just been a few like that. And then on top of it, like, he's just kind of like been mid at the plate, for lack of a better word. Like, it's like, he looks fine, but like, he's not striking me as like, dude, we got to keep this guy in the number 2 slot because he just looks like a pure hitter up there.
No.
It hasn't been that. And like, I know it's only 6 games in, and it's kind of a scenario where it's like he should probably end up in a good spot. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know what he is. Like, I don't know what he is to this team. I don't know how he fits other than he's clearing the bar of being better than Andrew Vaughn in left field, which is not even that's like me not tripping over my rug when I get up from this and I'm drunk. Like, so
It's a shag rug, though. It's
it
a
is
little bit
shag rug.
little height,
yeah.
but
My
still.
entire home, even the walls, are shag carpeting. But the but yeah, I'm just not 100% sure what he is for this team. I want him to be really good, but maybe that's too high of a bar. Maybe I just need him to be a competent player.
I feel like he's had a couple timely hits, and he's at least pretty quick on the base paths, which is pretty nice. He moves, but I agree with you that I just haven't seen this number one free agent signing mystique that I was looking for. Like, hey, let's see what this amazing shit is. It's just it seemed to be the mid stuff, right? Like, yeah, very mid. Mid seems to go around very nicely with this.
Beef is taking a shot at us, isn't he? He's taking a shot at us right now. I can feel it.
Of course he is. Why can't he just dial in? Why is he being such a little bitch? Just dial in.
No, you know what? I know what state he's in, and they don't have phones there.
They don't have internet, right?
They don't have internet. They don't have nothing. They
don't have any internet there. He's got that pirate internet, from next door.
Yeah, he must be doing like smoke signals or something to get this in there. So
no, hold on. Before we go to pay a bill,
okay,
right, and make everybody come in their pants again, could we use the entire bullpen as a very big jury out? Like, we don't know if they're going to do anything this year, or are they solidly in the disappointing camp?
No. I think there's a good 3 or 4 guys in the bullpen where, a good example, Aaron Bummer. I do not know what Aaron Bummer is.
Oh, no. God, no.
Like, sometimes he comes out there and I don't know if it's a confidence thing or what, but sometimes he comes out there and I'm like, no one can hit this. And if they hit it, they're hitting it right in the ground. And then other times he goes in there and as soon as it says sweeper up on the thing, I'm like, he's not going to throw a strike for 15 minutes.
Sweeper. I think they just made that up. Sweeper.
I had not seen sweeper until
never
this year.
heard it.
And every time that I see it, and of course it's a small sample size because I haven't seen a lot of games, but every time I've seen it, it looks like shitty slider. They gave a new name to shitty sliders.
Yep.
So that's, and if I see that, there's this, you can tell in the first 3 pitches of an Aaron Bummer outing.
Yeah.
If it's going to go great or terrible. And the thing is, I have to wait until he's 3 pitches in. There's no in between, and I don't know which Aaron Bummer I'm going to get. So he's one of those guys. I think Joe Kelly's on that list just because we haven't seen him. He's been on I think he's pitched 2 innings so far.
Yes. He was hitting 3 digits, though, which is that's good. Hitting 3 digits is always good. I like 3 digits. Anything else?
Reynaldo, right? Reynaldo's in that group where he's had some rough outings. We talked about him on the Au where I was like, I'm not very concerned about him, and he's been good, but he's also had some rough patches. And is he going to hold the closer role until Liam gets back, or is Kendall Graveman going to grab it? Can Kendall Graveman pitch on back-to-back days? All of these are big question marks. I think you're right to say the bullpen is just full of, I have no idea if this guy's going to be good or bad. I do have some idea that Jose Ruiz is just done.
Oh, that's so sad too, because I feel like he really likes Morrissey, and I want him to play some Morrissey songs from time before he comes out there. Do you think we're going to have any questions answered in the next series in Pittsburgh? You think
I think it's going to take. I think it's going to
things are going to happen, or no?
It's going to take 2 series because I think I definitely want to see these guys play Minnesota.
Okay.
I think it'll be easy to write off any good play against Pittsburgh as it's Pittsburgh,
right?
So I think that I want to see them play Minnesota as well. I want to see some consistency. I want to see it. I want to see a bullpen guy have 3 outings in a row in 1 week where I'm like, that looked good. Sign me up for that. We just haven't gotten that.
No.
Right? I haven't seen Benintendi come up to the plate with Timmy on first and hit behind him so that he knows that Timmy could go first to third. Like I'm not seeing the things out of these guys consistently. Of course I haven't, because it's only 6 games, so it's an early reaction.
Yeah,
but I need to see at least a couple weeks of these guys, especially on the hitting side, really doing the same thing. We got a drink here for the sweeper.
I saw that. Yeah. I was gonna throw that up there.
Cheers.
Sweeper. All right. You ready?
All right, you want to pay?
Let's do it. Cha-ching.
Coming to a White Sox game? Make your first stop Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp on 2120 South Canal Street. Make sure to bring your appetite and the whole family to take advantage of their family feast. Here's what's included. You get 1 pound each of freshly fried shrimp, fish and chips, and chicken tenders. You also get 2 large fries, 1 large coleslaw, and a choice of 6 sides. It's a ton of food that will feed the whole family. It's a great call before the game. If you're running late to the game, maybe stopping by post-game is the move. If you're going to sit in traffic anyways, might as well sit at Lawrence's and get that late-night snack you've been craving. Open 24 hours, Lawrence's on Canal is there for you. They have daily deals and can make any order into a combo for only $5. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp have 4 locations, 2120 South Canal Street and 3242 West 87th Street in Chicago, 50 South Manheim Road in Hillside, and 3248 Vollmer Road in Olympia Fields. Visit them online at chicagoshrimp.com to see their menus and to place an order. And do us a favor, give them a follow on their Twitter, at Lawrence's Shrimp. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, Chicago's favorite shrimp house since 1950.
I love it. We got another drink to get here.
Who we got? Oh,
cheers, my friends. Great to see you on opening day.
Got a picture with you and your whole lovely family, and the new boy that is probably terrified of me now because I probably said something that was pretty obnoxious to him. So you're welcome for that.
I'm glad you got a picture so that you remember that you saw him.
I did.
That's always good.
Just a quick reminder for anyone that would be going out this weekend to get some Lawrence's. They are closed on Easter Sunday, so you cannot rely on Lawrence's to make your Easter Sunday fried shrimp. So you need to either pick it up Saturday or go fuck yourself. So
well,
they didn't say that. I said that. Yeah, go Good Friday.
That's the day to go.
Yeah, get that picture.
MSS. It's been a week. It's been quite the week on the internet. So, we got to do stupidest shit we read on the internet this week. I mean, there's just so much.
Graphic.
There's just so much to pick
Tons.
from. And I think that there's an obvious first guy to talk about.
You got him.
This fucking guy. So we're got a picture of Kid Rock up. Kid Rock, coked out of his mind, decides that he's going to take a machine gun at close range and be able to hit 3 of 5 cases of Bud Light that he had lined up.
Yes.
For the stupidest fucking reasons possible. But MSS, we all know that this guy's a moron and that the reason that he's doing this is idiotic and all of that. What I want to ask you though is, I know you used to live on the West Coast.
I did.
And you may have had a run-in or two with people who dabbled in cocaine.
Maybe.
A couple hours after that, do you think he was really regretting destroying all that Bud Light? Could he have gone for drinking maybe a whole case of Bud Light to come down?
Was he looking for the cans that were not pierced by his his rifle? Potentially. We were big Budweiser drinkers when we were on the West Coast. So he's definitely not on the West Coast. I think he's in Nashville or something. I think that's where he's at. But these things are always really funny to me because you've obviously had to purchase the items that you're now going to destroy, which is kind of counteracts the whole thing. Maybe use your shitty inkjet printer and print out a picture of a Bud Light can or something. You don't need to go buy something, and you definitely don't need the third shooter or the second shooter off to the right, shooting off the Roman candles and shooting off his handgun while you're missing everything with your rifle. So it was pretty insane. I was I didn't understand it. And I was pretty sure that Kid Rock already had his own beer. and he was selling it for like $5 a can or something. And I think at a lot of his shows.
He has some terrible beer that he makes.
Does he still have it, or does it go under?
I'm assuming it went under. It's got to be right there with Big Hurt beer at this point.
Right. Well, what he should have done is he should have fucking done what Bud Light does and get a trans person to support his label, and then they would still have the beer. Clearly,
anybody
trans people sell booze. That's what happens here, folks. Like, it's just insane. Like,
I don't get how I don't get how you're like how you're possibly mad about something like that. Like, I can't imagine outrage. like I can't imagine the ad campaign that would get me that angry about something, or that I would be stupid enough to go like, I'm gonna do to show them. I'm gonna go buy this product. I'm gonna destroy it.
There is some things, Chirizi, that I think that they could do. It's nothing I would ever mention on this show, right? Like, I could think of a few ad campaigns, that I would be like, oh no, I don't think I want to do that. But I still would not go out and buy the product to destroy it. I would just not buy it, and then tell my friends, hey, guess what? I don't like this either. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to get out there and make some big stink over something that isn't even illegal. So it's just it was a very weird hill to stand on, and then shoot by. I don't know. It's weird.
Also, for I don't want to oversell him as a musician, but he is a musician, so it's weird that this is a stance you would take as a musician. I don't know. I don't get it.
I just saw Travis Tritt came out. He's going to make sure that there's no Anheuser-Busch products on his rider, his hospitality rider.
That's the only way that I knew that Travis Tritt was still touring.
I went and it's all casinos. It's all casino. The two Indiana casinos, and I'm pretty sure they are both like Bud Light places. So he's gonna have a rough time when he's in there.
Like, here's nothing. Here's nothing.
People will
That's what we could
be yelling at him. He probably doesn't drink. He's a big Christian man, probably. I think.
Yeah, no Christians drink. That's
no,
true.
They don't do that.
That's true.
Fuck no.
MSS, what's something stupid as hell that you read on the internet this week?
Well, I mean, you brought it up at the beginning of the show. We had an election go down in the city of Chicago, and I mean, I thought for a minute I didn't know what was going on, because everyone was saying that Chicago was dead, the demise was great, and we were fucked. And was looking, and I was like, oh fuck, man, everyone's got their opinion.
Whole fucking city just fell right into Lake Michigan. It was unreal. I couldn't believe it.
100% of people had their opinion, but only, I don't know, 32.1% had the balls to show up and actually vote. So it's a weird thing, because people are like, hey, this is horrible. Oh God, this is the worst thing ever. And then I look down and it's like, lives in Indiana. Oh, I can't believe the decision that you guys had to make. Pray for Chicago. Naperville, Illinois checking in. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't go to your town when you're banning some book and tell you, hey, don't ban that book. I just don't get it. Like, the death certificate was signed, and I woke up the next day and I got to go watch Dylan Cease pitch fucking beautiful baseball on the South Side in beautiful weather. And, I don't care what you do in your area. Don't care about what I do in my area. My area don't affect your area, and vice versa. So people coming in from the outside and want to complain, you can do your thing, but I don't give two shits about you, and it makes me think you're dumber when I see it. But also, people that live here that I know probably didn't vote and that are on their grandstand and start complaining and saying shit, you need to get the vote sticker should be the I can bitch sticker, and it should be a button. We made buttons in I feel like 7th grade, and we sold them for $1 a piece at lunch, and we raised money to go to Six Flags or some shit. Okay, we should make the little buttons. We get the 6th grade classes out here, put the buttons on. Is I have the right to bitch, and if you don't vote, you don't get the bitch, because it's tiresome. Because you're like, and it's not just. And Chirizi, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not just like, the right guy didn't win tonight, but good luck to him, and I hope everything's okay. And it wasn't just a Chicago thing. I mean, it was across the board. But people were like, This is horrible. Like somebody killed their puppy because another guy won.
I mean, like, you think about the overreactions to Sox games, the overreactions to this election were just, I mean, it happens every time, right?
Yeah.
Like, Trump won in, like, 2016. Everyone was moving to Canada. And which, you know, didn't happen. Yeah, we get the Biden wins. The South is going to secede. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And then, you know, like, 1 million cops are going to quit today. Okay, yeah, probably not going to happen. Nope. Like, all these things, it's just like, think about in your lifetime, when someone's elected, do they get anything done anyways? Like how fucking long is it going to be before you even can notice that something has changed? So reacting and going crazy like immediately about this shit is ridiculous. No matter which side you're on, like it's honestly, it's not going to change that much in the immediate. Like you don't need to leave. You don't need to leave. But if you feel that you need to leave, I don't give a shit. Get the fuck out of here.
The things that are going to affect you anyway are going to be the same. The taxes are going to go up. Prices are going to get higher. And you're still going to sit there and go, these politicians are fucking me. That's like how it's going to be. Either one of these guys was not going to fix anything for real. So like, hey, let's just take a break and take a breath here and remember what we're doing, and let's stay focused on who needs to get yelled at, and it's mostly people on the White Sox.
Now,
Treasy.
MSS though, before we get to that,
yeah,
I will say that I want to see the price of Mad Dog go down. What you told me earlier is horrifying, and like we need to get the. It can't be $7. It cannot be $7. Nah, I don't care about the economy. That's got to lower in price. I can't. What are kids drinking? I'm worried about the kids.
Probably like King Cobra. They're drinking some shitty. Well, now that Big Hurt beer and Kid Rock's beer is gone, they're probably drinking Kid Cobra or Kid Cobra.
Kid Cobra. Kid Cobra, the child malt liquor. All right.
They are kids.
I got one more story because I saw this today and I was like, "This."
You got to tell me about this.
This is Jesus, shit, man. Okay, so do you remember Afro Man?
Yeah.
Because I got high.
Because I got high guy.
Remember that song? So
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's probably like the last you remember of him, right? So
yeah,
apparently
pretty much.
he's still out there doing it. I think he has like some cannabis products that he does and all this stuff. His home was raided by the police for drug possession or drug trafficking, I should say.
Okay.
And kidnapping. Which turns out totally unfounded. Like no reason to actually do this, but they did it. So he got off on that. But then they took a bunch of money from him during this. And when they gave it back, there was less, which is shocking. I can't believe that.
Oh, man, no way.
But then they investigated and they said, you know what happened? We miscounted the first time. We miscounted for the first time when we did that. So we gave you the right amount back. It was just we messed up on the front. Obvious error, right? But here's where it gets fun.
I mean, if somebody believes that, good for them. But I mean,
here's where it gets fun. He's obviously a little bit pissed off about all of this situation, as I would be, as you would be. Yeah. So he makes a music video for his new song, and includes footage from the raid.
No, he didn't.
So now he's being sued by the police officers that were in the raid because they're like, you can't use our faces in the video. And all I could think of why this is so stupid to me is these police officers like, look, if you put our faces in this video, everyone's going to see it and it's going to reflect bad on us. It's going to, look bad, all this stuff. And all I could think was, if you had not sued this guy, I would have never heard of this.
Right.
Like I would have never heard of the raid. I would have never heard about the music video. Like I did not know this guy was still making music. So the fact that you brought it up, the fact that you sued this guy, is the only reason that I happen to be talking about it tonight. And I'm like, the lawsuit failed. I don't care if they make money. The idea behind the lawsuit has failed because more people are talking about this than ever because you sued him.
Oh, man. Dude, B-Web just put this up. There is a pineapple and strawberry flavor of Steel Reserve, which is like
Oh my God.
one of the most awfulest beers.
I know Steel Reserve has a grape flavor as well. I remember that. I remember.
Fucking
So
Afro,
this is
man.
going a little bit off topic here, but staying on the Steel Reserve thing. We had back in the day when I was working. Back in the day when I was working for Invisible Records, we had one of the guys from Sheep on Drugs was in town, and a guy liked to drink. All right, and he showed me some beer that they have in England, and it was like 1,000,000% beer. And I was like, we do not sell that anywhere. This was in Bridgeport in like the early 2000s. I was like, that beer is not anywhere around. But I think I know what you're asking for here, so let me get you this. So I brought him 2 cans, 2 tall boys, the 24 ounces of Steel Reserve. He takes one drink, and he looks at me and he's like, "This is wonderful." And I was like, okay, I know why you're drinking this now. The flavor was not a barrier here.
They had a sticker, right? The Sheep on Drugs guys that said Sheep on Drugs, and then underneath, not hugs, right?
They had a drugs, not hugs.
Drugs, not hugs.
And then they also had a circle that just said, it was a shirt, and the front just said on drugs, and on the back it said sheep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Those guys are, I like those guys.
Those guys, I mean,
Electronica,
that's
right?
some good
Electro
music,
shit,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
I set them up.
Like 90s electro. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean, Afro Man,
sure.
like this is the thing I thought I'd be talking about after this week of the White Sox.
Fucking crazy.
MSS, are you going to go out and find this video now, though?
Oh,
Are you gonna watch
100%.
Right?
100%. And Missy's like
got
saying it went viral on TikTok. I haven't been on TikTok in 3 days because I don't even know how to use my phone. My brain is still trying to catch up from Monday, so I'm not even sure. But we're getting there. We're getting back, folks. I will get back and we'll go check it out right now because I got to see what's happening.
We're almost there. But right now it's time for some thank yous or some GFYs. MSS, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a thank you out to the Chicago Sports Bums. Getting us all over there and just being very like homey, and as you said, throwing the booze in our face. I remember Svo saying to me, "You know what you need? You need a Miller Lite." And I go, "You know what? You're exactly right, because if I drink any bourbon, I'm going to be even blinder." So thanks to those guys for not only providing all that stuff, and just having everything there, and just the food, and then the community bringing it in and taking one on the chin and having that opening day party, because that's not the funnest one to have, because you want to have as much fun as everybody else, and trying to host and make sure everything's okay, and worrying that somebody's gonna fucking, what do they call that, subtweet you later and say, "Oh, you know what, they didn't have this when I wanted it." That's a risk to fucking take. So good job, guys. Way to get out there. Cheers to the Bums and the Sadistic Penguins. Thanks, my guys. I appreciate it. Chorizo, thank you to GFY.
First, I'm doubling down on your thank you here. That both the Bums and the Penguins, just fantastic. Just fantastic. I can't thank you guys enough for a great opening day tailgate. And what was cool was that there was a lot of people that like reached out to me beforehand, because Beef used to do the big party.
Yeah.
And just can't do that anymore. There's just too many people,
And
so a bunch of people reached out and they're like, "Yo, what's going on for the game?" And I was like, "Hey, this is going on. Come meet us over here." And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So I appreciate you guys. I also want to thank Beef. So first, Beef, thank you for having us on the au jus. That was fun. But also for feeding me after the game, because I know when I'm teetering on the point of not even existing on this planet anymore, as far as my day's gone, and like Beef was like, I think he could see it in my eyes that I needed some sustenance. So he fed me after the game, and I can't thank him enough. That's why I felt great the next day. That's why I felt great.
I did not eat, and I felt horrible.
Yeah, I mean that's how that goes, man. You gotta worry about that. So, I mean that's my last thank you. No GFYs. I think we got some good GFYs in the.
We talked about that already.
Stupidest shit on the internet.
Stupidest
but,
shit.
I mean, Kid
Worst
Rock
things
GFY,
from the
I mean,
days.
like, you already knew that we thought that. But all right, everybody, thanks for stopping by for this and MSS, man. This was a great time, man. I appreciate you jumping on so we could get in this podcast, even though Beef, has abandoned us.
He abandoned us, and he won't miss an Aju, but he would definitely miss the podcast. That is the only reason that the Aju exists. But that's cool.
Absolutely.
Good job. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna end you with something.
Didn't
a little
super
bit different.
tip us either. What a piece of shit.
Something a little bit different today. So we'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.